Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna go on a rant quickly, and it's about market sentiment. Something that I just realized. I was listening to Mark Douglas. It is Mark Douglas. I think he's a trader, forex trader, and he said something interesting that I wanna, you know, share and rant in my own words, and let's see if we can unpack it together. But basically, what he said was, if you're in the market and you're trying to enter a trade, and you're looking to enter a sell, and the market goes against you. What's happened in that moment is there weren't enough sellers in the market to support your decision. Majority of the sellers currently in that market at that time believed that it was a buy. And so the market went that way. And so that was interesting because then it was like, oh, okay, this is what market sentiment is really, right? Because the market is made up of us. We make up the market, right? And so if how the market moves is made up of just regular people, then you have to have some sort of system, some sort of guideline that people will follow that will assist them in making decisions, right? And this can be so this will be when traders look at like fundamentals. But what is happening at the back is, yeah, I think it's linked to like the matrix or the system. It's that we all have to have, on a larger scale, all have similar beliefs in certain things so that we can move the market in a certain way, and so that we can play the game, and then it becomes profitable for those that understand it. And so in the way that people chop and change their decisions, right? The news can come out with whatever, or today you like bananas, tomorrow you like apples, and that will be like sculpting, because the market is chopping and changing. you know People are into this, then they're not into that, then they like this, then they don't like that. That's sculpting. And then as you move higher, day trading, position trading, now you're getting into core beliefs, you know, people's core beliefs, the general trend. So if, for example, you're like a Christian, you're more likely to stick to that much longer than you are like your favorite fruit. You know, you're more likely to stick with that over a much longer period of time. And so you can look at that as like weekly, monthly trading to say the sentiment, even day trading, I mean daily time frame, the sentiment is a much larger move that's happening than generally people. Because remember, the market is built off of us. Without us, it doesn't exist. And so generally people are, or rather believe or behave in this way. And so let's say we're looking at a downtrend. People believe that in order to get a job, you need to get a degree, right? And so the trend is your friend, remember? So we're all supporting that. We're all placing those positions, position trading long term. And then sometimes, remember, we let those long term beliefs filter down into the smaller time frame and say, I know the sentiment is sell, right? So even when I go into the smaller time frames, I'm going to base it off of the long term beliefs of sell. And so, with the analogy I'm giving you, is what's happening now is when an event like COVID happened, which is a catalyst event, it creates like a support. If we're talking trading language, it creates a place where price now will either consolidate or it'll start to change direction. And so what will happen is people have been banking on, I need to get a degree in order to get a job, right? But the world is changing. But you've put your sell in with that sentiment. It's the long-term view, right? But now as things start to change, price seems to start to move towards your stop loss. And what's happening is the world is starting to change. People now believe differently. They're saying that's actually not the case. Or consolidation. People are now contemplating, is the only way to make money? and provide for your family with a job. Consolidation in the market. Consolidation is going on, right? But then as we start to see more and more people, as the belief starts to change that, oh, you can actually like do short courses, you can make money from, learning things from YouTube, from other online platforms, from just experience. It starts to change the overall trajectory of these higher time frames. And so it's very interesting also, I think psychologically, in terms of fitting in, to say fitting in can take from you. But if you understand how the game works, fitting in can make you a lot of money. But you have to be able to, stand at a distance and look at the game and say, oh, this is how it works. This is what is happening. I can take advantage of this. So in Trading Talk, a one-hit wonder song is like a 15-minute, 1 hour trade. You know what I mean? 1 hour time frame trade. Here for now, but it's not going to last forever. And so when we're talking about market sentiment, that's why even if people read the same trading website, consume the same sort of information, learn baby pips, we all went through baby pips, you can control the direction of the market and then manipulate where it goes, right? From an outside institutional view, right? Because there's me and you that are making decisions on the charts. But just as in life, there's hierarchies. And these people that own the media can also set a trend direction, right? Because ultimately, right, we all want to fit in. Just human nature, reptilian brain stuff, right? That's a different conversation. But then with that realization, you then say, oh, okay, trading then is psychological. Trading then says, is not only about understanding yourself, but about understanding people. And say, how do people make choices? How do people make decisions? And then being able to equally say, the people that influence decisions, what are their patterns? How do they make decisions? How do they conclude that this is where we're going? This is what's going to be happening. And then from an external view, being able to look ahead and say, okay, this is what is going to happen. Or this is currently happening. Which then says trading. Yeah, then the trading experience is really about removing yourself. And not being like, oh, I think, or I feel, you almost want to build an AI. You want to be robotic to say, no, this is what they happen. This is what is happening. This is what they believe, right? And so I will trade in that way from an external view. So we don't want to right now get into the details of just following the crowd. We know those things, and we'll talk more about those things here. But I'm talking about the money game, understanding money and how it works, realizing that it's built off of our backs, off of our psychology, off of our habits. And so that's why you want to control the media, right? That's why you want to have that power, because then it's predictable. Then as a superpower, you know where it's going, you know where price is going, you know where the sentiment is going, and you know how to profit off of it. You know when it's time to change it, you know where in Trader Talk, you know where the resistance levels are, you know where the support levels are, based on how we affect people's sentiment, based on how we affect the decisions that people are making, in their lives, or for this example, in the chart. Yeah, so I just wanted to share that. A bit of a rant, but I was like, okay, I thought it had to be about me the whole time, making the right decision, when a hack could be to say, how is this system being built? and it's being built off of overarching sentiments, right? If even if you believe that we have to be riding bicycles everywhere, a lot of people still rely on cars. You know what I mean? Like, your belief may be a niche belief. So it means based on you, you may want to go trade in the 15-minute time frame because you have these niche specific beliefs, and maybe based on your personality, one day you're up, one day you're down, one day you like this, one day you don't like that, and that's how you trade, right? And so that's where you can attach yourself to say, inside of the overall sentiment, where do I fit in? Or position trading or day trading, right? Saying, or what is it called, swing trading, or saying, I will place myself with the majority, right? Removing myself out of it, but saying, because I know what's happening on a higher level, I know what's going to happen overall. And so that's how I make money, based on basically how we've been taken advantage of, if you really want to get into it, which is another conversation. But it's given me an understanding of the general matrix that we live in, to say, oh, the system is created in order to create predictability. And so when you have free radicals or people that are speaking a different message, it disturbs with the flow of what's the world going to look like in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years, when all these random people come online and give us their opinions and they share it with, like, millions of people. They're derailing our game, right? They're derailing our game. So, yeah, I just thought I share that. I don't know if it, I've said it in a way that follows a certain pattern. It's more of a rant, but I hope you get it, and I hope that it's something that's useful for you guys. Sure.